Hello, everybody. I'm just going to give everybody a few more minutes to join in. And actually, I'm just going to check on my settings here because I want to make sure that everybody's able to attend and to talk. So, okay, so I see that no one's here yet. Again, we're going to give a few more minutes. And just so you know, if you are attending this, I'm actually going to turn off, change this virtual background. If you're attending this, just so you know, we're going to be, I'm going to be broadcasting this onto YouTube, so that it's so that will happen. So if you are here, in case you ask a question, you may it may be broadcasted to YouTube. So just so you know. And also, if you join any of my webinars, because they're free, I do ask for your email, because that way I can add you to my customer emails on my website, which is mysticmagicearth.shop, where you can find a lot of products like bohemian clothing, type clothing, and facial products and holistic wellness products. And we're now updating, and we now have a fall collection of 2022. And if you're here for the live webinar, once I start seeing more attendees join, then I will give out the code for the 35% off your order. This is a special only code for people who attend the live webinar, and it'll be shared through the chat. So if anyone has any questions, just pop into the chat, pop into the Q&A, and I'm going to go ahead and ask if anyone has any questions. Okay, and right now we still don't have anyone really attending right now, but I have a poll going also, which is, are you having problems with managing your ADHD? Now, I have some quick notes here that I'm just gonna pop into real quick, but basically I want to talk about ADHD. And ADHD stands for Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder. And today we're going to be talking about ADHD and coping strategies, holistic coping strategies that you can use for ADHD. Again, these are just recommendations. These are not recommendations. These are suggestions. These are not recommendations. I am not a licensed physician. I am not a psychiatrist. I am not a psychologist. I am only a holistic counselor and a holistic practitioner. So I can only tell you what I know within my scope of practice. But within my scope of practice, as far as ADHD goes and the research goes, we're going to be talking about that and the strategies that I've learned through my educational background experience with American College of Healthcare Sciences. And some of the things I'll be talking about today, you can find in their shop, the apothecary shop at American College of Healthcare Sciences. You just go to Google, type in apothecary shop, American College of Healthcare Sciences, and you should be able to find it. Moving on. So I want to talk about me, your host. So my name is Jade River Patton, and given my birth name is Jonathan Patton, so but I choose Jade River, and I own Mystic Magic Earth, which is a website, and it's turning into more of a blog as well. So that where I also upload my webinars and talk about different holistic strategies for different things like seasonal changes and anxiety, stress, ADHD. So today we're going to be talking about ADHD coping strategies. So we've already talked about what ADHD stands for. There's also ADD, attention deficit disorder, but right now we're only going to talk about ADHD. Okay. Now, some of the symptoms of ADHD are hyperactivity, obviously, not being able to focus, becoming very frustrated, having emotional outbursts. Especially in children, you're going to see a lot of emotional outbursts, especially when they get frustrated because inside they really do want to learn. I myself have been diagnosed with ADHD since I've been about 9, and since I was 9, and I'm now 37. I still have ADHD, and I actually have to take medication for it. And you should not feel ashamed if you have to take medication for it. The whole goal of holistic medicine is finding a balance between traditional and complementary alternative medicines, and we mend that balance so that we can have a balance. I think that's very important, and I think that archetype balance shows up in a lot of things when it comes to holistic health. So yes, I do take medication for my ADHD because I wouldn't be able to function without it. I have tried without it, and it just isn't a very good idea for me. However, I don't suggest it either. If you can make it without it, I really do suggest that. And that's what I'm here for. So I'm here to teach you some different holistic skills. So hopefully you'll be able to use these without having to go and use medication first. Okay. So my personal history with ADHD as a child was really a lot. I had a lot of behavioral health issues. I was in the guidance counselor's office quite a bit. I was doing a lot of stuff, getting suspended, all because I wanted the teacher's attention. I wanted attention. And that's just one of the symptoms of ADHD is sometimes they try to be the class clown because they want that attention, that's attention-seeking behavior. And you also have impulse control issues when you have ADHD. So, and that also transfers as an adult. As an adult, you definitely have those same symptoms as you would as a child, although a little bit more milder. However, it still does affect your daily life. So to medicate or not. So there's different medications out there. Traditional pharmaceutical alternatives would be like Ritalin or methylphenidate or dexamphetamine or toximedine, but I would suggest trying the strategies that I'm going to give you today and see how they work. And if I would also talk to your doctor about, in starting these new strategies before you start these new strategies, because you want to have your doctor or your general private or your GP linked in with this, with your new holistic wellness plan. So, and you want to keep them updated on what you're doing and what you're taking. So, I'm going to talk about 3 separate things. Well, they're actually more than that. One of them is a combination. The first one I'm going to talk about is passion flower. Passion flower has been shown in research to lower anxiety, lower stress, help with focus, and it has been shown to help with a combination in valerian root in children. And I do have the link to that study. If anyone needs that, just send me an email, and I'll shoot you over that study, or just comment on this, or just send me a message, and I will shoot you a link to that email or link to that study. I also have a study on the efficacy of ashwagandha. Now we're going to talk about ashwagandha next. Ashwagandha is amazing. That's also known as Indian golden cherry or by other names. But ashwagandha is the name it usually goes by. And that can be a little bit complex. Now, I don't recommend any company per se, but I do recommend these for just in general health, daily health. And I do see that it could help with ADHD. So I would do that in a tincture form, because tincture forms, I see clients are more willing to stay on that type of regimen. Passion flower is completely safe. It's been regarded as safe by the FDA as well as ashwagandha. And the next thing I'm going to talk about is a mushroom complex. And now you can find this on Amazon, on any website. And it's basically a functional mushroom complex or medicinal mushroom complex. Now, this is amazing. Awesome. Let me tell you, it has changed my life. It has changed my husband's life. Now, I'm not going to tell you a brand, but I will tell you, make sure that it has lion's mane mushroom in it, reishi mushroom in it, chaga mushroom in it, maitake and shiitake mushrooms. And then there's also other things in there. So you might find other complexes with other things. You might find it in a powder, you might find it in a pill form, or as some kind of other supplement form. So what's going to work for ADHD? Well, as an adult, you don't want to just medicate. I mean, as a caregiver or as a person with ADHD, you don't just medicate, because obviously that is going to work, but you need to do it in conjunction with other things, like talking to a therapist. Psychotherapists can help with, or counselors can help with CBT or cognitive behavioral therapy. This is a very effective method of controlling ADHD in people. So I would suggest that. Again, if you need any of those studies, just drop me a message, drop a comment, let me know, say, hey, that doesn't sound right. Just say, hey, Jay, that doesn't sound right. And then drop a comment and I'll respond back as soon as I can. Now, we're also going to talk about meditation. Meditation is very important for ADHD, because that's going to help teach you how to focus. And even if you're starting out with just 5 minutes a day, 5 minutes of just sitting there in silence a day, counting your breath, just counting your breaths. And so that's a very simple practice to do. I'm also going to talk about flower essences. Flower essences like Bach Rescue Remedy is amazing. That is a 5 blends of different flower essences made by Dr. Edward Bach. So I would give that a look, Bach flower essences. And again, you can find that in the apothecary shop at American College of Healthcare Sciences. Now, some things to do if you're a caregiver or if you're a person with ADHD. What is one thing that we like to do with ADHD? We are procrastinators, right? We are the world's biggest procrastinators because we have so much going on up here. So it's important to connect to that. So what can we do to give us pleasure? Because those tasks seem, although they seem simple on paper, to us, we start thinking about the little things, the little details. The biggest thing to do is to create a to-do list. When you have a list of tasks to do, create a to-do list. Also, look for, if you're a caregiver or if you're a person with ADHD, make sure that you are looking for the silver linings in everything they do. So if that person did, nothing that day but one assignment, and they're feeling bad about it, you make sure you reward them. Hey, you did something today, and you should be proud of yourself. And that type of behavior, when you're showing that positive feedback, is going to link in and build that person up or build yourself up. So, and if it's yourself, give yourself rewards for your for establishing a schedule. So if I say, okay, on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I'm going to do this, and this task, then stick to that schedule. And if you don't stick to that schedule, then you don't get the rewards. But if you do stick to that schedule, give yourself rewards. And your rewards can be as simple as resting, or as just staying in bed all day for one day, or on your day off, or buying yourself that new treat that you wanted, or that new thing that you just want and you just can't live without. So another thing we're going to talk about is hyperfocus. So people with ADHD do have the ability, and some, and this isn't the case with everybody, but it has been discussed among experts that there's something called hyperfocus. Now, this is a time in your body that you are really, really ready to go, forged and ready to go ahead with what you have to do. And so you have to kind of biohack your own body and try to figure out your own algorithms. So what I suggest to my clients is making a journal, finding out what times you do things. Now, I want to stress this. Whenever you do a journal, don't, and write out a daily journal of what you did and when you did it. Don't do stuff just because you're writing it in your journal. Just write what you're doing that day. Even if you did nothing, just write what you did that day. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go back and you're going to look at that probably maybe a week later. Take a look at that and look at your rhythms. Okay, at this time for the past 7 days, I always do this. At this time, I always do this. So you're going to find your hyperfocus zone, which is that time. So you need to biohack your own circadian rhythms. Okay, and you can do that, but you have to do that by journal taking. And these are how I deal with my ADHD now. I have lived with ADHD for a long time, and I even had a hard time with ADHD to this day with my college. But communication is key. If you have ADHD, make sure you communicate with your workplace, communicate with your college, communicate with your employer or whoever you have to do, and let them know, it's like, I've been diagnosed with ADHD. I do have some issues. What does make me feel better is this and this and this. So what does make me feel better is when I get feedback for what I do. So if I do a job or a task or an assignment for school, I want to see feedback. Even if it's bad feedback, I want to see that feedback. Now, I'm going to take that bad feedback to heart, of course, but I need to see that feedback because I need to know how I'm doing. And people with ADHD are the same way. So I want to offer this time for anybody to ask any questions. I see that no one has their hand up yet, so we're going to continue to talk. Okay. So other holistic coping strategies for ADHD would include cutting caffeine out of the diet. So even though for instance, okay, let's take me for example. I take Ritalin, but I have to cut out caffeine because if I don't, I won't be able to go to sleep at night. And the same goes with if you have ADHD, you need to cut out the caffeine because that will cause you not to go to sleep at night. Or at least say, okay, after this time, after let's say 5 p.m., no more caffeine. Also, if you're drinking sugar soft drinks or any kind of soft drinks or diet soft drinks, diet sodas or sodas, make sure they're caffeine free because almost all of them contain caffeine. Sprite is caffeine free, but that's just an example. But that still has sugar, which still affects your body, which still spikes your blood sugar, which keeps you up. So and then what's going to happen after your blood sugar spikes, there's going to be a crash. And we don't want that crash. We want you to be balanced throughout the day. And that's like I said, bringing that back, that word balance. So you want to be balanced. So cut off your caffeine. So if you're going to have caffeine, do it in the morning and then stop it because you have to go to sleep that night. Okay. Also limit your caffeine intake. Okay. Also look at your dietary what you're doing for your dietary, what you're ingesting in your body. So are you eating just junk food, stuff full of preservatives, stuff full of junk? You don't want that. So what you want to do is you want to put stuff in your body that's healthy, organic, locally sourced if you can, but you want to use stuff that's clean and good for your body to digest. Also, go with your dietary restrictions here, but you also want to eat good stuff for your body, because remember, you are what you eat. So drink plenty of water. Okay, if you drink coffee, that mushroom complex I talked about earlier can also be substituted for coffee or put into your coffee. But if you drink coffee, try to limit it to 2 cups a day and no more than that. I know some people are automatically wanting to shut the screen as soon as I say limit to 2 cups a day, but I would limit it to 2 cups of coffee per day. And you don't want to have too much caffeine, because not only are you drinking caffeine, but some people put creamer and sugar in their coffee. That's added blood sugar, and that caffeine and that sugar is going to spike your blood sugar. And creamer also is another thing that will spike your blood sugar, and you really don't think about it. Dairy does, because it converts to lactose or sugar in your body. So that also spikes your blood sugar. So be careful with dairy as well. So also, if you're a smoker and you're an adult and you have ADHD, you need to quit smoking. If you're a caregiver of a child with ADHD, one of the most important things to do is to have a conversation with the teacher without the child being present, because if with the child being present, it kind of makes the attention on them, and it's negative intention. You don't want that. But you do want to have a conversation with the teacher and say, hey, my child has ADHD. Please, if you notice anything off, please let me know. And if I notice anything off, I'll let you know. And that way we can be communicating, because you need to communicate with them. If you are an adult with ADHD, you need to communicate with your people too, like your superiors, as we talked about earlier. Or if you're in college, your college instructors, as we talked about earlier. Also, one of the things I link ADHD to is anxiety. So a lot of people with ADHD experience anxiety, and sometimes that anxiety can lead to substance abuse in the future. Speaking as an ADHD coach, I am a I am a certified ADHD coach. But speaking as an ADHD coach, you want to make sure that you are putting the best stuff that you can in your body. That's the most important thing. So let's go ahead and talk about those things again. We're going to go ahead and repeat, okay? So let's talk. We talked about the supplements that we should probably look into, which is passion flower, also ashwagandha, and then the mushroom complex with lion's mane, reishi mushroom, and chaga. At least those 3 mushrooms, okay? Also, look into drinking more water. I promise you're going to flush out those toxins out of your body. It's very, very important to drink water. A lot of people are dehydrated and they don't know it. Sometimes they're drinking, less than, if you ask the average person, how much water have you drinking today? Not many people will be able to give you over a liter. You need to be drinking at least 2 liters of water a day, at least. And I think any GP would agree with that, unless you're having medical conditions that don't allow you to do that. Again, these are just suggestions. Unless you have medical conditions that suggest against that or say against that, I would say drink at least 2 liters of water a day. And that's going to keep you feeling more balanced. And again, bringing that back to balance. So as we're ending this conversation, as this discussion on ADHD, I just want to bring this back and kind of hit close to home with me. So my experience with ADHD was a long journey. I had to, and it's still a journey to this day. I've had to try so many different things, but these are the things that I've tried that I've worked, and I want to help you, and so that's why I'm telling you this today. So I hope that I've helped you. I hope that you are going to take some of these suggestions to heart. And if you weren't able to join live today, that's fine. If you would like the coupon code anyway for the store, please send me an email or a message, and I will give you a ring back. Hi, Savannah. I see you just joined. I'm sorry. There we go. I'm just learning how to use this platform. I'm using this Zoho. It's a cheaper version of Zoom. I'm sorry. So let me figure this out real quick. But I'm inviting you to talk. So anyways, as I was saying, those 3 supplements I was talking about, which was passion flower, ashwagandha, and then the lion's mane mushroom, reishi mushroom, chaga mushroom. These 3 things can be very helpful. Also, other things to look into, if you have super hyperactivity, skullwort, skullcap. Skullcap is very good for super duper hyperactivity. Another thing for young females or males too, this can be helpful, is motherwort, but it is shown more of being beneficial to females and males because it is an emmenagogue. So, Savannah, is there anything that you wanted to say? Because we're just about to in this session. I started it about 30 minutes ago. I'm so sorry, but for some reason it says you're muted. So anyways, all right. So, well, I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you for coming to this free webinar. I'll be having a free webinar. Oh, hi, Savannah.
Hi. Hi.
Hi. Is there any questions that you had? Because I was talking earlier about all the suggestions that I had, but I was just about to end it. But before I end it, is there anything that you would like to jump in and say, or any questions that you had?
No, I just watched the recording.
Okay, no problem. And because you came to it live, I'll send you the coupon code for the store, okay? For 35% off my website, all right? And that's only for you, okay? Not for anybody else.
All right, have a good day. Have a good day.
You too, take care. All right, thank you everybody for watching my webinar. I hope you have a wonderful day. Remember, don't stress and be blessed. Thank you from mysticmagicearth.shop. Please, again, come to the website, mysticmagicearth.shop. And remember, if you put in your email, you get 10% off of your order. And if you watch this webinar and send me an email and say you watched it, and here's the test question: what is my nickname? It's Jade. Duh. No, I'm just kidding. If you answer that test question and send me an email, I'll give you the discount code for 35% off an order of $35 or more. All right. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much. And don't forget, you also get 10% off for just putting in your email. That's awesome. And I have a referral program where you can get more savings. So make sure you head over to mysticmagicearth.shop. Also, make sure you head over to the Apothecary Shop, American College of Healthcare Sciences. They have a ton of stuff there, and some of the stuff that I've talked about today they will have. So like Bach Rescue Remedy and Passion Flower and valerian root. So take a look, and I'll see you later. Make sure you subscribe, follow, like, whatever you have to do, and I'll talk to you later. Namaste. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, everyone. Goodbye. I don't know how to end. Now I do. Bye.